Hello, Space Cadets, and welcome to Mueller Planetarium Astronomy at Home. This is Zach Thompson, Planetarium Coordinator at the University of Nebraska State Museum at Morrill Hall in Lincoln, Nebraska, wishing you all clear skies. Today we're going to be exploring some interesting things that you can see in the night sky besides the planets, besides the stars. And these are man-made objects, artificial satellites. So to explore that, we're going to be using a couple pieces of software, and you can see them on the right of your screen where our Earth buddy is holding them up. They are stellarium.org and eyes.nasa.gov. We're going to be switching between the two, but if you want to follow along with us, you can download those. They are totally free on your computer and wonderful to use. But to get us started, let's go full screen with Stellarium here. Notice we are facing to the south. We're going to make time go forward. Now, satellites, what do they look like in the sky, and have you ever seen them before? The answer probably is yes, though you might not have known what you were looking at. When you go out and stargaze, you notice that the stars appear as fixed points in the sky. However, the longer you're outside, the more your eyes are adjusting, you may occasionally notice that there is what appears to be a star moving. Actually appears to be moving slowly against the backdrop of the other stars. And let's find some examples here. A couple of good examples. If you are watching this on a small screen like a phone, this may be difficult to see, but that's why we encourage you to download Stellarium so you can see a bit more vividly what we're talking about here. So it's important just to keep the time moving enough so you can start to see the motion of the sky from east to west, thereabouts. And let's go a little bit forward to get a couple of dots. I think I see a really good one over here. If you look towards the southwest, I'm actually going to roll time back here first of all. And let me put my cursor over it. You see where that box is at? That is in fact a satellite. And we're just moving in real time here. So second by second by second, and it is moving in the sky, especially underneath Orion the Hunter there. If you look to the left, when we've clicked on this in particular, and I'll stop it here so it stops moving, we see that it is an artificial satellite. It has a designation. You can see how bright it's going to be, among other things. Every time you click on something in Stellarium, you'll find more info on the left-hand portion. But notice, when we engage time again, it just moves steadily and slowly against the backdrop of the sky. Now, some satellites are brighter, others are fainter. It just depends on your viewing conditions and how much extra light you have. To repeat ourselves, because it's very important, the darker, the better. Plain and simple. So a satellite is just a slow-moving star. It does not twinkle. It does not blink like an airplane. It doesn't twinkle like a star. It's just the steady, slow-moving dot in the sky. And that is for sure how you know you were looking at a satellite. But what's the other one we were talking about? The ISS, or the International Space Station. Now that is in fact one of the brightest things you can see in the evening or the morning skies. So we got a good fix there of that particular satellite, whichever one it may be. We'll click away and let's make time go a little bit more quickly here. And while this is happening, you may notice streaks across the sky, other satellites here and there. We'll go just a hair faster, and they're zipping by. Again, if you're looking at this on a small screen, it may be very hard to see those, but try Stellarium at home on a larger screen or a larger monitor, and you'll definitely be able to get a feel for what to look out for in the sky. But we're going to go here into the early morning as an example for the International Space Station. And on several occasions, the space station actually appears brighter than Jupiter, for example, right there, or sometimes even Venus, because it is quite close to us, but it's also very large. Now, there it is in the sky. I'm moving time backwards. That's why it looked the way it did. If you're having trouble seeing it, there she is, the International Space Station, our orbiting laboratory in space, or the ISS. On board are men and women astronauts from all across the world working together, living in microgravity to do experiments on what weightlessness has to do with the human body over time and a variety of other things. What they do on board helps us prepare for future human missions beyond the Earth, maybe back to the moon, back to Mars. But we have to use this testing ground first. Equipment that gets used on the station or techniques that get perfected, we can utilize here on Earth to improve things. One great example is water filtration. But there it is, the ISS. As with the other satellites, it's a slow-moving, it appears to be a star, but it's not. It doesn't twinkle, it doesn't blink the way an airplane does. It's just this slow, silent progression against the backdrop of the rest of the sky. You'll notice that on the horizon, it starts off dim, and the higher it gets in the sky, the brighter it gets before eventually it just fades away again. Some nights, depending on where you are, it's higher up in the sky, which means it'll stay in the sky a lot longer, and you can really enjoy the show from 5, possibly even to 10 minutes if it's going over you. The reason it is so bright is because it's about 250 miles above the Earth, but it has these huge solar panels that reflect the sunlight really well. Well, that's a great representation of the ISS here on Stellarium, but it is just a dot after all, right? Let's get a better look at it using NASA's Eyes on the Earth. Eyes on the Earth. And we'll go into more about this in future videos, of course, as well, but there's a lot you can do with this. This is a visualization software. This is the desktop computer version, totally free. Make sure you are online when using it so you get updates as they come through. But here's what we're talking about. So you can explore the ISS and indeed all of the satellites. Some you might be able to see, maybe not others, but you can double click on any one of these labels and fly right up to it to see what it looks like even better. Here it is, the ISS, and there you can see its large solar panels. This is what the astronauts on board are, this is what they're in. This is what they're flying around the Earth in, which actually does an orbit around the Earth about every 90 minutes. It is moving faster than a speeding bullet, or about 17,500 miles per hour. In Eyes on the Earth, in this situation, you double-click on something, and on the left, there's a greater menu that helps you explore it more. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. You can go into the past or the future with this little scroll bar at the bottom to see where it was and where it's going to be. At the time of this recording, it is cruising around over the United States. We are here in real time. When you start using this, this is how fast things appear to be moving. Faster than normal, just to give you an idea. But come to real time to show you where it is now. In fact, it's over North America. And it gives you an idea of just how fast it's going. But with this, you can explore what is being done on board and so much more with any of these other satellites. And by the way, with the ISS, you might wonder how big it is. You can use a compare size menu down here between a scientist and a school bus. It works better with some of the other satellites, but with the space station, it's about the size of an American football field across and up and down. So there it is. It's done a number of incredible missions. It continues to do great things, just paving the way for getting humans back into space, back to the moon, and hopefully one day to Mars. But there's still more you can explore with the International Space Station. You can see what they see, looking out what's called the cupola. Kind of think of it as the observation deck. Now, there is an area that you can go. You can go to maybe YouTube, or in this case, NASA TV. This is the feed you'll see. Every once in a while, you might see that screen that just popped up momentarily, just a little connection error with the space station and the feed. But here it is. This is at the moment of this recording. Here is what it sees right now in the daytime side of the Earth. There it is going over North America. It's obscured many by clouds there, but you get the idea. So in the nighttime side, when it's over where it's dark of the Earth, you can't see a whole lot through this. But this is just a great way to feel like you are there. You're part of it. You are an astronaut on board this orbiting laboratory. And by the way, should also mention that the next time you visit Mueller Planetarium or Morrill Hall, we will have a special exhibit called ISS Above to bring you live information of the International Space Station. Right now, in real time, you'll see feeds just like this, but you'll also get to see who's on board, what is the mission, when's the next time it's coming over that particular area, where's the flight path going to take it, and so much more. We are very excited to be showing that off to you the next time you come and visit us. Very excited, but it's all just to show you how we continue to have a presence in space and what we do it for. So there you have it. There's a variety of things indeed there, from Stellarium to Eyes to that wonderful International Space Station live feed. If you want to know when the station is coming over your area, there are a number of great apps on your phone. We like Heavens Above or ISS Detector. They are free, and they'll let you know if it's coming over your area, where in the sky, how bright, important information like that. So next time you're out stargazing, which can you see of the satellites? How many can you count in a period of time? How bright? How dim? Do you think you saw the space station or not? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, everybody, keep looking up.